Hello, welcome to Direct Entertainment. I am Dr. Snarky, and this review is really fucking late. A, I'm doing this review just for the sake of it, and B, I fucking hated this movie. I'm doing a review on Robin Hood. I hate it. I despise it. It's everything wrong with Hollywood. Stupidity, flashy visuals, one thing to the next, not engaging the audience, not talking about the plot, having a bunch of random scenes not connected for any reason or purpose. Nothing in this fucking movie made sense. Nothing had a reason. Nothing had a purpose. Nothing had a reason to be.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should.
This movie did not need to be. It didn't need to exist. It didn't. So let me go over the first of my points on how shitty this piece of shit is. It's shitty. Here are my detailed research notes. I would like for you to see the and boom. You are now educated. You are now very educated in this movie and its atrocities. Very good, very good. We see how smart you are by end of review, yes? We see how smart you are. So I'll start with the good thing. The only thing I gave a shit about. The casting. So, the Sheriff of Nottingham was over the top, but he was actually very fitting for over the top. The one good thing in the story that I liked was they give a little bit about his background. They were talking about the nobles, and essentially you get to hear, oh, he was kind of picked on, he was bullied, that's why he's a bully, yeah, but they didn't do anything with it because they didn't do anything with anything they started except nothing. I have to talk about this. There are 3 times where they say they have a plan. I have a plan. They show the middle of the plan and the escape of the plan. Because A, the writers are fucking idiots, and B, fuck writing, fuck engaging the audience. Why do you not care about engaging the audience? There was something I remember Jeremy Johns was talking about. It was the Gods of Egypt. It was just flashy visuals, but no engagement. And I looked and I was curious if that had good reviews from the people that saw it. It did, although most of us know Gods of Egypt is an abomination. This too has an 81% from the people that saw it, but 11% from Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't hold to be this high. It's always right. But if Rotten Tomatoes gives you an 11%, there's at least saying you fucked something up. You honestly fucked something up. Thankfully it wasn't the cast. Well, okay, Lady Marian. I'm just gonna watch the 1991 film and even the 2010 film, because there was a really good battle scene at the end. Lady Marian did a pretty good job. She was pretty good supporting. Then they interject this, triangle romance. What do you call that? It was in Twilight. It was in 2 movies of the, Pirates of the Caribbean. It was in every bad movie. It was like shoehorned in there by every producer. Like, oh my god, Twilight was the popular thing. Yes, for idiots, for the uneducated audience, for the desperate fangirls. That's what you wanted to. Actually, you know what? That makes sense that they would want to attract those people, because we have Robin Hood, which was Taron. I didn't write his last name. Egerton. Friarton Minchin was probably one of my favorite actors in this, and I can't remember what I've seen him off of before, but I know I love him. Otherwise, the Pope was actually pretty much where he needed to be. This film had the best casting I had seen for a while for a movie, where every single part had someone that fit their part to a T. Except if only the writing were so considerate to give them a goddamn script worth reading. It was not. This movie had action scene, sentence of explanation, a little short 5-10 minute session. No, it was pretty much always 5 minutes maybe. Then action sequence that's random, doesn't seem connected to anything else. It's just random jump cuts and then a little bit of shaky cam here and there. It was getting annoying. But again, when they started saying, I plan to do something, the third time I'm like, don't say I plan to do it. You fucking don't do it. You fucking don't do it. There used to be a time when movies would actually have like the training montage and some of those little heists or something related to whatever the plot was together, and then they would show you the plot for a bigger one, a bigger event in the movie that would lead you to the climax. This doesn't really have much of a climax because the climax is basically just a slightly heightened scene of everything else you've seen throughout the film. There's no change, there's no dynamic in this film. They're dynamics. You could make it, I don't know, interesting. But it's like, well, if we don't show you something shiny, flashy, or action-packed, or moving the camera every fucking 5 minutes, the audience won't be able to keep engaged. If people are that fucking sad, I'm not surprised, but that doesn't mean I want a film like that. It doesn't mean just because the majority of people may be fucking idiots and like trash, doesn't mean I'm going to review it nicely. I hated this film.
Seriously? Dog's butthole? That's what we're doing now, huh? There's not enough bad things in the world. We get called into school. Here's a dog's butthole for you. That's what it's all come to, Shelly?
Okay, one more thing. We will talk about the obvious political overtones. Okay, so this was obviously made to be modern. This was a modern film, basically, with bows and arrows. Like, they treated the Crusades like it was guns. And honestly, as someone who does archery and martial arts and a lot of other things, no, that's a lot of nice editing, fantastic editing. But that's not archery by any fucking means. And if he was using a longbow, that wouldn't have... Okay, English... Is he an English longbow man? Because I saw him, he had a longbow at one point, and then he had a shorter bow before Jamie Foxx gave him the other bow, the short compound bow. It's not a compound bow, the short, sort of what the Mongolian cavalry used to use and the Saracens used to use. A short bow that basically is a lot faster. It's not powerful, but it's enough to get the job done and shoot arrows fast and shoot arrows, say, on a horse. This had obvious political overtones. Yeah, when they were, not spoiler, but when they were using, when the sheriff was using his men to deal with the rebellion, they were using batons. They didn't use batons, they had swords. I mean, they had other things besides swords. They had maces, they had swords, they had axes, and they didn't even use the swords properly. But anyways, this movie was a piece of shit. I give metaphors for my ratings. I give this a fabulous Barbie doll. Or I could say a Victoria's Secret model. It has a pretty face, it has pretty dressing, it has no substance underneath. It has no booty, it has no thighs, it has no nothing. It has no nothing of value. It ain't got no value with it. It ain't got a... Just don't see it. Just please don't see it. Please don't promote this Hollywood garbage. Don't see it. If you have a choice between seeing this movie and giving $10 to someone on the side of the street, give $10 to someone on the side of the street. Please. You will be doing the world a favor. I promise you. Hollywood needs to learn that they need to put some effort into their goddamn writing. And even the acting at times, it wasn't the actors, it was the writing. So I don't want to fault the actors, especially considering after, after our fabulous... Oh, what was that movie called? After the Fabulous Kingsman, I know he's good. His acting wasn't bad. It wasn't bad acting. It was just the writing was poor and there was action. There was no real dynamic throughout this whole movie. There was no build up. There was no there was no thought process put into this. It's just action scene, which makes the audience dumber, but the world's already dumb enough. Please, don't watch this. People are already dumb enough as it is. We don't need to support this crap to make people dumber. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Dr. Snarky. Have a good one.